Hey, what's up? It's the Ravenous Blackbird, and you've reached the Ravenous Blackbird YouTube channel once again, people. And we're going to talk about some important information, some things that's going on here, not things so much around the world, but right here in Los Angeles, California. If you are watching the news or keeping up, before we get into the video, again, this is the Ravenous Blackbird, and if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you're a first-time viewer or second time or third time viewer, and have not yet subscribed to the channel. Right below this video, if you're watching it on YouTube, should be a word that says subscribe there. Click the subscribe button so that we can become family. We can become close knit so that every time I post a new video, you will receive that notification to your phone, to your app, or to your computer app, or wherever you're viewing my videos from. That way, you won't be left behind not knowing the new videos that I put out. I would love to hear from you. Leave comments if you agree with me, if you disagree. If you click like, click dislike if you don't like the video. Either way it goes, it doesn't matter because God is blessing my channel. My channel is flourishing whether you dislike my video or not. But just let me know you're out there. And again, please subscribe. Okay. So we're going to talk about the. I don't know what to call this. I don't know if I want to say it's demonic. I don't. And again, a lot of things I say in my videos is no intent to beat people up. Okay, no intent to disrespect people or anything like that. Any of our mayors or governors, although I don't agree with the agenda of the Democratic Party or Joe Biden, I don't agree with socialism. I don't agree with defunding the police department, getting rid of the police department, which leads us into what this video is about. Here in Los Angeles, it was just Los Angeles, California. Here it was just announced that there is going to be possible, and it's probably going to happen. Usually, when they say possibility here in Los Angeles, California, it's going to lead up to that particular situation. They're going to lay off approximately, at least for sure, 1,000 police officers. Now, people, take a breath. Stay with me in the video here, okay? In the middle of a COVID-19 pandemic crisis, okay, when the crime rate has already gone up because people are desperate, people have lost their jobs, people don't know how they're going to feed their families, and rightfully so. They don't even know how they're going to pay their rent next month. A lot of people have lost their jobs. So now you're going to think you're going to fix the problem with the crime rate because of the COVID-19 pandemic, because people have gotten desperate. So when you're desperate, you do desperate measure things, robbing people, breaking into people's stores, which we've been seeing that, and especially in Chicago and places like that, and even here in Los Angeles, as big as Los Angeles is, or excuse me, Southern California, the crime rate has gone sky high, and it's happened all over the United States of America. And you would think that they would want to beef up the police department. The problem is Black Lives Matter, and a lot of the Democratic mayors and Democratic governors want to first defund the police department, okay, rearrange their salaries, take away a lot of their pay, and yada, yada, yada. And from there, they are trying to also remove the police department, okay, which means they want to do away with law enforcement altogether and let the Black Lives Matter movement, okay, or our communities handle the crimes and things that's going on when the Black Lives Matter movement, as well as a lot of the protesters, I call them animals, not all of them, the looters, the rioters, the thugs, that's burning up stuff and tearing up stuff while they protest and calling it peaceful protesting. They want to allow those type of people, the Black Lives Matter movement, the animalistic protesters, or whatever you want to call them, and the community to handle the crimes that go on instead of the police. The police they're needed, okay? Without the police department, without law enforcement, it would be total anarchy. It would be a lot worse than what it is and has been throughout this pandemic crisis. And it's a shame that we have governors and Democratic mayors. And I'm not saying this to be mean, because we are not only to pray for our leaders and those in authority, but we are also to submit. A lot of Christians leave that part out. Oh, we're supposed to just pray for Donald Trump. Just pray for our leaders. But they don't know the Bible also says submit. So by all means, yes, you can have an opinion or you can have stuff based on facts. And this is based on fact about a lot of Democratic mayors and governors and about the Biden administration that's for socialism and LGBT and same-sex marriage. And now they want to defund the police department and get rid of or downsize and lay off 1,000 police officers here in Los Angeles, California, where the crime rate is sky high, where we have problems with gangs and drive-bys. People, what kind of world are we living in? What are you thinking, people? What do you agree with me? Do you think they should do that? Or do you disagree? Maybe you're a Biden supporter. Maybe you're a Democratic person. Maybe you're just independent or Republican. I don't know. But I believe law enforcement should be in place. Without law enforcement, without the police, without the military, there would be total anarchy. And I in a few of my videos, if you look at my playlists called Stats and Facts in World Events, I've had videos in here in regards to stuff like this, that the Biden administration and the Democratic Party are trying to, in the Black Lives Matter movement, they're partnering with the Democrats and they're for Joe Biden and okay, but they want to get rid of the police or defund them. That's the most stupidest, idiotic thing. And I'm not calling them stupid. The agenda is stupid and it's demonic. The police is placed in place to police crime, to police the so-called peaceful protesting that's not peaceful protesting, the looters, the rioters, the thieves, the people that's breaking into people's houses, stealing from people, breaking into people's businesses, that's trying to stay afloat in the middle of a pandemic crisis. Why would you want to get rid of 1,000 police officers? Why can't you lay off some other entity? Why does it have, think about this now. Why does it have to be the police department that they lay off? Think about this now. Of all the entities or employers or businesses that they could lay off, why does it have to be the police department? And I'm going to tell you why. Because of the Democrats' hidden agenda. Because of the Democratic mayors, the Democratic governors that are partnering with the Biden administration and with this socialist governmental conspiracy thing that they're trying to move our government into. What more better way to cause chaos and for the crime rate to go higher than to get rid of the police department? The police department, the police who stand in between the rioters, who stand in between the looters, the thugs, the animals that's out there saying they're peaceful protesting, but they're persecuting our police officers, calling them pigs and gangs. I heard the Black Lives Matter movement, a few of the young ladies that started, the Black Lives Matter movement, said they called the police department a gang. There's total disrespect for our law enforcement, even for the military. They don't want the military coming here because, of course, the military and the police stand in their way of their agenda, which is tearing down monuments and statues and burning up buildings and stuff. So, yeah, they don't want the military and they don't want the police. They want to be the police. The Black Lives Matter movement, which, by the way, again, I said this in many of my other videos, check them out. They're a Marxist group. A Marxist group, which is in the same category as socialism and communism. They want to get rid of the police department. So what more better way to start doing it is first you defund them, you downsize them. And that's a death trap. And so I wanted to put this video out there and I wanted to get some feedback from you guys, some comments, whether you agree, disagree. Yes, there are bad apples in the police department. There's bad apples in the Black community. There's bad apples in the Hispanic community. There's bad apples in the Caucasian, and I can go on and on and on and on. But just because you have a few bad apples, don't make the whole bunch bad. And that's what the Black Lives Matter movement and a lot of these Democrats are making the police department out to be, bad people. So now they're trying to, lay them off, and then if they could, get rid of the law enforcement and get rid of the police and allow the so-called Black Lives Matter and the community to handle it. How is that going for us with allowing the Black Lives Matter movement and these animalistic protesters handle things? How has that been working out? Burning stuff up, tearing down buildings, setting things on fire, persecuting police, throwing bottles and all kind of stuff at the police when the police are standing their ground with shields, policing. And then what's going to happen is going to be total anarchy. That's exactly where they want to take this. The Democrats, they want to take this into that anarchy and the chaos. So then the socialism thing can come in. If Biden even gets elected in the White House. And from what I was told and heard from the prophets of God who hear from God, that Donald Trump is going to be reelected. And that's where a lot of the chaos is going to come in from the far lefters, from the Democratic Party, from the Black Lives Matter movement, and the people that's out there tearing down statues. It's once Donald Trump gets reelected, because this election's not over. We got all the way until January, 20 or something, when Biden's supposed to be sworn in and inaugurated. So believe me, people, God can do a shift, and I believe that's what's going to happen, and all hell is going to break loose from the far lefters, from the Antifa, from all these militia groups that are partnering with the Democrats and all this other stuff that want to get rid of the police department, lay off our police, law enforcement, so that the crime rate can get even worse. And then, not only that, people, stay with me. The Democratic Party wants to take away our guns, your bullets, your 9mm, my weapons, so we can't defend against the crime. We can't defend against the anarchy. So they want to take away the guns. But Donald Trump and the Trump administration, they want to give us the right to bear arms. But yet, a lot of you people vote for Biden, and you voted. Who you vote for is your business. I'm not here to persuade you. That's your business. But why would you vote for a party that is going so far left that it's going to take this government and the citizens way far left to outer space, where there's not going to be any law enforcement? The crime rate goes sky high. People getting robbed, and then they want to take away your guns? How are you going to protect yourself, people? Think about this now. But yet people wanted to vote Joe Biden into office, and the Biden administration and the Democrats. And that is, again, that's up to you. But I would, especially being a Christian, I would never vote for a party that's for abortion, killing babies, billions of babies, that's for same-sex marriage, homosexuality, okay? That's for defunding the police department, and all this other stuff that goes against Christian principles and against God and the Word of God. If you're a Christian, if you're not a Christian, this doesn't apply to you. But I want you people to think for a minute what this is, where this is going. They want to get rid of the police department, and we need the police. Anytime something happens, even you viewers out there, when something happens in your home, somebody breaks in or robs you, or you see a crime, what do? Do you become a vigilante? No, you get on 911 and you call the police. The same police that you're complaining about, the same police that you, Black Lives Matter, and Democrats want to defund and get rid of, and lay off 1,000 of them off here in Los Angeles, California. But the first people you call is the police. You know what that's going to do? If that happens in Los Angeles and it begins to happen all over the world, how the crime rate would be, and then they want Joe Biden and they want to take away your guns? Think about this, people. This video was needed, much needed, to put out to you, the viewers. This is the Ravenous Blackbird. Please remember, subscribe to this channel if you have not. Right below this video, click the subscribe button. Leave comments, whether you agree, disagree. I want to know what you think and what you feel, because you are a citizen. And click the like button. If you like my videos, if you dislike it, give it a thumbs down. It's not going to bother me. My channel's already growing. This is the Ravenous Blackbird. Until next time, be safe, be at peace, and I'll see you next time.